Okay, recording. All right. Hello, everybody. That was a fabulous call. I'm so glad you all got a lot out of it. And of course, if you don't know where to get the call, just go to Atomic Wellness or Asia United. Now, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. I just want to say hello, and I hope you're well, you're around your loved ones, and you're looking forward to this fantastic presentation. My name is Maria Hopwood-Jones. I'm an ASEA Diamond Executive here in Sydney, Australia. Now, today's the webinar will be divided into 3 sections. The first section will be Stevie will be talking about what this breakthrough is all about. At the second section, we'll be hearing about a guest speaker. And the third section will be where Stevie is going to explore the possibilities that ASEA, the company, and as a business opportunity represents for you and your loved ones. So let me introduce Stevie Aquilina first. Now, I've known Stevie for a long time. And so he is like a brother, I guess. I don't get to see my brother very often. So Stevie is the closest thing to it. I am really excited to introduce Stevie. Stevie's got a wonderful story. I am not going to take the shine of it, but let's just suffice to say that Stevie was his own master, has been his own master since a very tender age. He'll tell you the rest of the story. 6 years ago, he and his wife Sarah decided to join this fabulous company, and they've not looked back since. They now live in Queensland with their 4 boys, and they are 100% committed to ASEA mission statement: to better people's life and be a force for good in the world. Stevie, my beautiful friend and brother, welcome to the webinar.
Hey, my sister from another mister.
That's me.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to say hello before and I realized I stupidly had myself on mute. So, but yeah, g'day. Thanks very much for the very kind introduction. You deserve one of your own because you're just such a awesome friend and leader, and you know what you do not just for your team but around the world is legendary. And so thank you very much. Yeah, I really appreciate you looking after us here all the time, and you're awesome. All right. Hey folks, thanks very much for being here. I really appreciate your time. So I don't intend to waste it. It's incredibly valuable. I can't refund it. So it's more valuable than money. And so thank you for spending your very valuable time with me. Let me jump into the reason that we're here and explain what this breakthrough is. So as Maria said, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we live in Australia. We are originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was really a dream come true, and we can make that happen. We are literally minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We really love it. I'm very grateful and blessed for my life and my income and my time and my freedom that really allows me to enjoy a good lifestyle with my family. And it's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach. But to tell you the truth, it's not always been the case because the good vibes and good times have not always been around. I was a very difficult, weird, awkward child to parent and to a school. I never made the grades in school. I was often told on a daily basis, in fact, that I was stupid and useless. And I figured out when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so with that kind of thinking, I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And again, with that kind of thinking, I just really walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. And for over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. I was a daydreamer, but not a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I had big dreams and I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more actually, but I had little self-esteem, little self-confidence. And also what didn't help me as well is that I just didn't feel like what I was doing for a living and what I saw others doing for a living was really making a life, especially, you know, later on when I did get married and I did have children, it just didn't seem like the right fit. I was sacrificing too much life for this so-called living. And so I'd really just done little with my life. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, but back then I had health troubles, autoimmune disease, inflammatory diseases, severe skin, respiratory and gut diseases, most of my life, lots of bad injuries. And financially, I got myself stuck. in go nowhere jobs, with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now, I've been so embarrassingly broke. I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could even afford to run it at all. Heavens forbid anything went wrong with it. I couldn't afford to fix it. I've been evicted, not paying the rent. I mean, no financial dignity. Now, I believed in possibilities, and I kind of had a feeling that there was more out there, but I doubted my potential. And so with that kind of contradiction, it led to confusion, uncertainty, unfulfillment, unhappiness, frustration. Oh gosh, I just wasn't able to be who I really wanted to be. Now, here's where things started to turn around for me. First, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. She believed in me and always told me that I was more. And I figured out, again, when you're told something often enough, right? Now, also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough opportunity and training. The company leaders are extremely successful people, and they believed in me too, long before I could, but more importantly, taught me how to believe and become more in myself. And so today, instead of having these health and wealth problems, I solve them, and I have the honor of helping others to do the same because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, unable to be who I want to be, I now have the ability to believe and become more and give more because this company's training has really shown me a life-changing better way. And so now I want to do nothing less than spending the rest of my life bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So what I'm going to share with you here first is the Redox breakthrough. This is the life-changing breakthrough that I mentioned. This is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, medical experts say that this is a very great breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. And for 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. So it's kind of a miracle that you get to see it. Now, this breakthrough has enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, third-party scientific validation. It's a very advanced breakthrough, considered to be 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results, but drug companies wanted it shut down, but we'll go into that more just a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. Nothing like on the list you're seeing here. It's none of these things. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and category creating and a healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're made within you. They are native to your body. And they are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expressions in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And this happens by redox signaling molecules telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. So redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. So redox signaling is, bottom line, what keeps cells functioning and healing at very good, very optimal levels. Now, why is this also important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Redox signaling molecules make for healthy cells, which makes for a healthy body, which makes for a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are so crucial to our health. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it critically depends on redox signaling, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. You can live longer without food. You can live longer without water, but not seconds without redox signaling molecules. Without them, life ends. And so if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, you know, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up sore the next day, do it all over again, right? and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and lots of other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines, and our cells break down even more and more without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals. And then we produce even less of these redox molecules. Our cells break down more. It's this vicious cycle that goes on and leads to a breakdown ultimately in our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and so is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize-winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a redox signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, and if you typed in redox signaling there, you would see well over 33,000 results. Now on top, there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide will already be way out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, and as reported in the Huffington Post and by a few other mainstream media outlets as well, who specifically talk and write about ASEA, like in this article I'm showing you here, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. Now, as for ASEA, outside of all of this, we're already light years ahead of the entire world. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect your genes that improves your immune system health, that helps maintain your healthy inflammatory response, that help maintains your heart health, your cardiovascular health, and support your arterial elasticity, that improves your gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates your hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university study is saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. From rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. Remember, they're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you really don't need to take my word for it, because here are some medical doctors right now so we can listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now, after speaking about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are supported and further enhanced by the complementary and all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age-reversing results through these pictures. So lines and wrinkles are smoothed out, elasticity comes back to the skin, skin blemishes, spots, dots and marks, skin inflammations, irritations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated and improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left couldn't be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. So Rosie actually also believed that the products were not working. Now, Rosie went along to see a doctor. By the way, that's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures for Rosie. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story is seen quite clearly here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss them too. So please take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA goes. And for anything you cannot take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Just keep a scorecard. The person who introduced you will show you how to do that. Now, how long does it take to notice results? Well, some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, like Rosie, within 7 weeks, others within 7 days. Many people can have an experience, can feel something in around about 7 minutes or so, but some people need to apply more product, time, and patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. They need more ASEA. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you, in me, in animals, in plants. Studies show that ASEA redox products contain nothing other than native to your body redox signaling molecules. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. It would be scientifically impossible for them to hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Now, this doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? It's not just for your face. Renew 28 can be used all over your body, as you can see here in these pictures, and these pictures, and these pictures, which are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite, wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, enhancing smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actually enhancing the health of your skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving and sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around your body. And you can know about that in about 10 minutes. If you have something that's hurting you, rate that hurting on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the maximum soreness. Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, it is universal truth and historical fact that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And I want to share that with you, but before I do, all of those pictures that I showed you from the outside in, if that's what redox signaling molecules can do from that standpoint, could you imagine what they'd be doing from the inside out? Could you imagine what they'd be doing on the inside? And one of the best ways to illustrate that is via my best mate, an Aussie living in Hawaii, Dan Doyle, but I'll hand over to Maria so she can give him a proper introduction. Thanks, Maria.
Thanks, Stevie. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Very, very awesome. Now, our next speaker is a very dear friend and mentor and big brother, Dan Doyle. He's got a motto: do whatever it takes to help, to help you win. He will do anything, and not only to do that, but also to help you recover from whatever it is that you got in challenge with. Now, to actually get introduce Dan, I just better let you know that Dan has achieved the rank number 3 as a ASEA Ambassador Triple Diamond, and is a member of the $1 Million Club. He's got a huge amount of experience in a range of traditional businesses and was tremendously successful and financially secure. But life is not always that way. There are things that life will test you. And Dan was tested. So Dan was faced with a challenge, and he had 2 options: to succumb to the challenge or look for solutions. And I can tell you, thank you, Dan, very much for taking your health in your hands and looking for the solution, because of you, we're here. So I would like to say hello, lovely to see you, and welcome to the webinar. And please do tell us about your story, how you got there, what got you through, and how you see us here moving forward.
I will, Maria, but thank you so much. You're not going to believe this. There's some people on this call that reached out to me while Stevie was doing his presentation saying, can Maria tell her story as well? Is that all right?
Of course.
I think these are people who have heard mine a few times, but for those who haven't heard mine, I will go through my story, but Maria's got an incredible story herself. Love her to share that if she doesn't mind.
No, not a problem. Look, I'll be very brief.
Awesome.
So 2015, my husband and I retired from the workforce. We just decided to, we could. We spent 3 months doing absolutely nothing, which is very boring. Can I just tell you guys, before I tell your story, retirement is overrated. Find something that really tickles you and something you really want to do. And you know what? ASEA is the one. I can tell you that from experience. So moving back to the story. So 3 months into the retirement lifestyle, Lee woke up one morning not feeling very well. He got out of bed. He had a huge belly, very hard, and he's a very fit guy. So that was unusual. And then his skin was covered with this condition all over, and it was weepy, and it was dry, and it was in some parts it was kind of bleedy, it wasn't very pretty. Anyway, we didn't know what to do, so our first protocol was the medical model. So we went to them. We spent a long time going from one specialist to another, trying to find a solution, a lot of tests, a lot of money. So then we moved across to the natural therapy model, because we thought, well, maybe there's something that those two models aren't talking, so they don't know anything about it. So we went to the natural, through that route, the natural therapy model. And you know what? There was nothing. We spent, and again, another lot of money, traveled everywhere. In the meantime, Lee's condition was getting worse. So we had to change his diet. We had to change it, started from very scratch, like baby food, like homemade baby food, build it up just to see what it was that was causing this condition. There was nothing. So we sort of were at the end, we just didn't know what to do. About 10 weeks into it, we met Dan. And Dan said to me, he's got to have half a bottle a day of this blue bottle and use the goo, he called it a goo, this gel, apply to his body, all over the body, 3 times a day, and drink plenty of really good quality water. So not tea, not wine, not beer, nothing but water. And I said, sure, I'll do whatever it takes. But as he was saying, giving me a solution for which I had been looking for a long time, I burst into tears. So Dan very, very gallantly said, I'll get you a coffee and I'll tell you my story. Because I said, who are you? How come this is going to work? I went to tell him what we've gone through for the last 10 weeks. And he said, I'll tell you my story. So this is what Dan is going to now proceed to tell you. But going back to our story, I took the products home and I said to Lee, but this time, Lee was very compliant. He would do anything. He would try anything so long as he got well. So I said, look, take half a bottle a day. That's what we're going to do now, today. And this stuff's got to go all over the body. Let's go. And all you're going to drink is water. Of course, good food, but just water. So no wine, no beer, no nothing. So he did. This is on a Thursday night. On Saturday morning, early morning to Sunday morning, I didn't sleep, but Lee was really, really quiet. He slept through the night like a baby. And of course, I kept on poking him all night, because for the last 10 weeks or so, we hadn't slept. He couldn't sleep. So we were very sleep deprived and very cranky, very stressed, very frustrated. So he gets up the following morning in all his glory and he says, I've no belly and look at my skin. So I ran down to him and I said, look, Dan, what is this? Because before I left that afternoon on Thursday from my meeting with Dan, I said, no matter what this is, if it works as good as it has for you, I wanted to help you take it to the world because people need to know about this. So off I took. So when I got home, that's what I did. That Sunday morning, going back to Sunday, he got up and said, oh my gosh, look at this. So I rang Dan and I said, what is this? This is amazing. So he said, are you in? I said, I'm in. fully in. And yes, the journey has taken me 5 years to reach Simon. You know, life is fluid. I had some challenges thrown at me. And of course, those things do need to be taken care of at times. And your business sometimes does take a bit of a step back. But you know what? 5 years were worth it. I've got a beautiful husband who's absolutely healthy, you know, fit and healthy. He'll be 64 very soon. He's doing amazing things. And of course, our lifestyle has changed on a dime. It's just the one decision. I just said, yes, I mean, that's all I did. And the rest, I just listened to Dan and the leaders, and I listen with 2 ears, and I ask one question: what do I do next? What do I do next? And that's how I got through. So there you go.
So thanks, Maria. You know, this has a huge impact, as it did on Lee, as everybody's going to hear that it did have on me, myself as well. Just in regards to, like, you guys were retired, and as you just said, you really, it's overrated. You couldn't sit around. This fell into your lap. You knew what it could do for Lee, or what it did, and what it can do for people. You weren't desperate for money. You know, you were retired, but you've taken on something that you love, so you're passionate about it, and it's not a job. It's something that you love doing and helping people. And as I say, it's the most satisfying thing that we've ever done. But just imagine if you were struggling financially, like I ended up. I mean, what has this done for you, and what can it do for other people?
Well, okay, so let's go back to Lee not being well. So we would have had to have had I don't know what we would have done. There was no solutions. And you know, there's only so much money. If you don't have passing money coming in on a weekly or monthly basis, whatever that happens to be, money does run out. But because I made the decision to do this, it has not only improved my health. On that note, I thought I'd let you know, girls, I saw what they did for Lee. I said, oh, I'm going to take a little bit. So I started pinching a little bit. It took me 2.5 years to change the way I look and feel. My whole body got reconstructed. But going back to the money has given me an enormous amount of options. We've been able to help our kids quite a bit. They, you know, kids only come to mum and dad when they need in their hand. So I'm only kidding. So we've been able to help them. It's given us lots and lots of options. We've traveled an enormous amount of, when we could travel, we did a lot of traveling. We had a lot of experiences that I wouldn't have actually, well, they weren't in my bucket list because the money wasn't there, so it never made it in the bucket list. Now my bucket list is huge. It's enormous. It's given me a whole new outlook on life. And because I know what it's done for me, my whole focus now is to make sure that I've got a lot of people, that I talk to a lot of people, they want this for 2 reasons. One, they either want to perhaps wear my shoes a little bit and move forward and create a legacy, or just bring that second income, which right now is so important, right this moment. Or those that are like me, when I first found ASEA, were looking for another solution. So my life has changed. Lee's our retirement funds, we've doubled it. So it's 1 3/4 bigger than our retirement fund. That's what we've got yearly. So right now, it's like 2.75 retirement fund.
Yeah, because you do need a lot of money to retire, and unfortunately, most people don't. You just reminded me, and I'm going to go through my story, but even me in my late 40s had to go back to mum and dad for help. We were prior to actually living in the van which we had to borrow the money off my parents. We were living in their granny flat for a period of time. So I forget that part of the story. It was tough. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. I'll share my story with these beautiful people, and we can let them go for the evening, the afternoon, the night, wherever they are. All right, guys, just going to share my screen. A lot of you have heard my story, high impact story. It's one of many, many stories now. And this is what we do. We tell our stories, we tell, we don't sell. So just relax through this presentation. I know Stevie's going to go into the opportunity behind the scene, but you really need to know about that, because it's the business model that allows us to help other people. And without that business model, we just couldn't do it. And we couldn't market this any other way, because it just wouldn't have the impact, and it wouldn't spread the way it is now throughout the world. So Just before I go into my story, I'd just love to reiterate, just to make sure that you guys understand that what we have, these products, this breakthrough technology, with the company disclaimer, doesn't treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but I can tell you that we have something very powerful, these amazing little molecules that signal the body to heal itself. Something we have a little bit of fun with, and people do realize after a period of time of using the products that with long-term use of these products, or sometimes even short-term use, they are a cure for skepticism. And I can tell you it cured my father's skepticism in a very short period of time by using these products with all the physical issues that he had. So yeah, grew up in Sydney, Australia. We've got a base here in Honolulu, one of our bases, Honolulu, Hawaii now. But as I said a short time ago, from having health to losing it to regaining it, and it was a very rocky road as far as being successful and losing everything financially along the way too in my late 40s. But let's go back to when I was a kid and growing up in Sydney, Australia, playing many sports. This is one of them. After rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, I was doing bodybuilding, and this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry at the age of 24. Not too long after I left one of the 4 big banks in Australia, Westpac, which I worked for many years, realizing that I didn't want to exchange time for money, and I knew that traditional business was the way to go. And I became very, very good at building traditional businesses from inception. So building and selling traditional businesses, no matter what industry, construction, security, hospitality, and as I said here in the health and fitness industry. And over the next 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses, employing around 3,500 people over that time. We had a really good run, and I was all self-taught. I never had anybody to hold my hand, teach or mentor me, and I always said that school didn't get in the way of a good education, and if I focused on achieving something, I would go out and achieve whatever I needed to do in life. So sports was a big one. A lot of discipline comes out of sports. I took my sporting achievements into traditional business, and then my work ethic into what we're doing now, but that's another story. So fast forward from the age of 24 to 44, not a bodybuilder anymore. This is me at 44. I'm 54 this year. So 30 years from the first photo, 10 years from this photo. I'm pretty well in this condition now. I look after myself. I train every day and I eat correctly. And we've also got these amazing little molecules. But back then, unfortunately, I didn't know anything about nutrition, or not too much about nutrition. Didn't know anything at all about redox signaling molecules or the mitochondria or how the body heals itself. So this is a big, hard lesson coming up for me. 6 months after this photo was taken in 2011, this is a picture of me in 2011 on the right-hand side, where I went through 2.5 years of hospital visits. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. As you can see, I've got no hair from the top of my head to my toes, fake smile in my face, trying to, I've got a hero of mine next to me. Johnny Mannett played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, played for the team that I follow. He'd been through all the hospital visits that I had started here. He was in remission. He went through and had what they would consider the good one, and I had 2 of the bad ones. At the age of 21 years old, in remission in this photo, unfortunately his issue came back. Not too long after this photo was taken, he went back into hospital, started going through everything that I was going through here, lost all his hair, lost a lot of weight. Unfortunately for Johnny, he never came out. We lost him at the age of 23. So here I'm thinking, he had the good one, he's not here. What chance do I have with, 2 of the bad ones? Anyway, I hit my doctors between the eyes at the end of 2.5 years of what I went through in that hospital and said, what's going to happen? And they told me straight out, get your affairs in order. So at that point, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from a lot of different network marketing companies around the world. That's another story. Very hard for me to actually purchase from those companies because I didn't believe in the business model, but it was just naive and silly thinking. Anyway, 2 years looking after myself, doing the right thing, and this is the result. Blood works were still heading in the wrong direction, still in a lot of trouble with my health. Long story short, a friend of mine called, flew from Australia, from Sydney to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on these amazing little sustainable redox signaling molecules, and the magic started happening immediately. 3 hours, my body was expelling things so fast. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. And in 48 to 72 hours, because I had so much damage from what they did to me, lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital, had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect in 48 to 72 hours. So a lot of great results in a short period of time. I had the belief in the product. I went back to Australia, kept buying the product. It wasn't approved there yet, so we were shipping it from the US, costing a lot of money. Could only afford the maintenance amount, which was okay because I was still getting results, but very small results happening over a long period of time. Fortunately for the business model, started sharing it with people after 5 months. The probably biggest regret that I've got and that people do have is not sharing this from day one, because it's scientifically impossible not to work. It can help people from the first time they take it. And it was the thank you checks that I received from the company for helping people that allowed me to invest in more product, to saturate my body, to find the damage and signal the body to where the problem is. And 12 months later, 1 year on the product, the whole of 2015 on the product, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those two major challenges. Multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, which were turning into that crippling issue as we get older. And 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 2015. 2017, looking a lot younger, feeling way, way better again. Incredible journey back to health. No health, 2014. You can see on the outside how I look. That's a reflection of what's going on the inside. Totally clear without any discomfort in my body, and no issues whatsoever, top to bottom. 1 year on the product. You can see on the outside I'm looking a lot better. Reflection of what's going on the inside. And then we've got 3 years on the product. My complexion, a reflection of what's going on in the inside then as well. And hopefully you guys can see I'm looking better after 6 years on the product. I can tell you I've been healthier and fitter than ever. Just absolutely amazing what these molecules can do in the body. Keeping in mind, they're totally foundational to our health. Not only they cut to the chase, nothing works that we're putting in effectively or efficiently without Redox. So an incredible evolution from looking for something for survival, for my own health, to sharing this with people, to becoming reasonably successful in the business as a byproduct of helping people. I wasn't looking for that. It just happened over a period of time. And the company rewards us handsomely for helping people. And if you help people and help people and help people, the magic happens again when it comes to being able to build a residual income, which Stevie's going to talk about. So I believe, guys, that this is the perfect storm. We are not going to get out of what's happening around the world in the short term. This is going to drag out for a long time. People are still going to suffer with their work situation or lack of it. Businesses struggling. This is an incredible business that you can actually build from home by picking up the phone and connecting your family, your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that you connect with, to one of these calls or to somebody that can handle a conversation for you without doing it yourself. And with that, I'm going to hand back to the guys to hear the rest of the presentation. So just hang in there for about 13 minutes, guys, and we'll all be over and go get some sleep. Thank you very much for listening and coming on the call.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. And thank you, Maria. I really appreciate you guys a lot. All right, folks. With every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity. Now, SEER is a life-changing breakthrough. And so that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. Now, again, a SEER is the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than the medical scientists who've worked with a SEER have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before a SEER's breakthrough work, science had declared that all this was impossible. And 2, a SEER is heavily patented. But not only is a SEER not allowed to be copied, a SEER can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of a SEER and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of a SEER, not in the bottle. And so it really can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats, and that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because it is redox signaling molecules and nothing else is. And because redox works in everybody, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And because redox can't hurt anybody, and again, because no other products are redox signaling molecules, because no other products can make that claim, because no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, however good it might be, it's not redox signaling molecules. It means that ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors like nothing else ever has, nothing else ever will. Healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity, one breakthrough that is serving all of these industries that are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get this redox signaling supplement from, or a redox signaling supplement from, full stop. And so ASEA really is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. And how we do that is not complicated. We share ASEA with others. We grow and expand a global network of others doing the same. And together we work to improve the productivity of that network that we've built. And so in this way, it's kind of like a franchise business, but instead of building restaurants and burgers like, let's say, McDonald's does, instead of building buildings, here at ASEA, we build people. And we don't even have to make, ship, or handle the products. The company does all of that for you. And so in this way, you can make an income like a franchise. In fact, even way more than that, a lot more than that. But without all of the expense, stress, and risk. ASEA gives you an opportunity to make an income just by sharing redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, legacy-leaving income, if you have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever your levels of ambitions are, to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leverage. Now, you receive a residual income from the first and all of the repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and they can purchase as much product as they like, again and again and again and again, and you get paid for all of it, the residual income potential is unlimited. Now, on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the planet. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever it might be, people tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful, effective, trusted, and listened to form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening up new markets almost every single year. We've been open for 11 years. We were profitable with zero debt from year 1, and we've never changed that stat or gone backwards in income. Every single year we have had growth. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025. And others are saying that we can go actually way beyond that. Now, residual income, as we've discussed, this money that comes in again and again and again, you can keep getting paid 5 years from now from the work you do today. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, it's very important. When I learned this, I realized that I have residual bills. Why not have residual income? And on further study, I found something quite concerning. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Well, out of every 100 people, only 1 of them is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure, right? These 4 people have probably figured out residual income. However, 7 must still work to survive at 65. And they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. But worse still, this is where it gets very, very concerning. 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. And so I'd say just as much as we focused on health here, perhaps we should also focus on wealth. Just as much as there is a health problem out there, pandemic out there, right? there's probably a financial pandemic going on as well. What's going wrong here? I had to ask myself, I had to learn what is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out to live a safe and secure life financially that the rest of us 81% don't. And I found this: residual income, how to make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive, own activity job, selling your life just to try to make a living. Didn't make sense to me. It was called active income, I discovered. And here's what I learned. Sooner or later, I wasn't going to be able to be as active as I was right now. And therefore, I wouldn't be able to have as much active income as I had right now. Now, I didn't just see that in my elders that I looked towards. I also saw that in people who are my age and even younger who had things happen to them that took them out of work way before their time. A lot of us have seen that in the last year and a half, more than ever before, right? Now, this is a big problem that has always been here, more prevalent today, and it's one that 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant. You can do a lot of good things with money, but it's a terrible master if it's making you do everything. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, if you don't find a way to make money make money, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. If you do have a good job that you love, by the way, you truly do love it, keep it, you're blessed. But still find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because no matter which way you look at it, only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. It's dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their freedom, and their security. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want more, a better life for themselves and for others, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion and to make a significant difference in people's lives. And then as a byproduct of that, afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living by bettering people's lives. That would be a great life, right? And it's really what we do and who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world, have really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. You don't just get a great living here, you get a great life. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on the lives of others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is, and that is the heart of ASEA. Demonstrated here. Because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA is the real deal, those big drug companies offered ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in that deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors even feeling hopeless to then these people experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt that they could not in good conscience sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once in truth had just started out as just a very big opportunity, a very big business play, for these gentlemen, it had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you and me and everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. That is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and their corporate teams come from very big backgrounds. We're talking up to Fortune, not just 500, but Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced in running very, very big, profitable global companies. However, their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, and helping others to believe, belong, become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies. Most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see ASEA is the real deal. Lots of third-party studies, but your first-party study is the best of all. Experience this for yourself. So if you want to live happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, stronger, longer, just become an ASEA customer. However, if there is more in your heart, if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want that for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a real difference in the world, you can become part of this redox reality and you can become more. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life can and will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you ever so much, Dan and Maria. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Stevie. That was really, really cool. Really thankful. Really love your presentation. I just like the way that you put so many examples in there, and they really hit home, particularly with the situation we're living in right now. Before I go any further, there's been a couple of requests to find out where this recording will be stored. If you wouldn't mind, Stevie, letting them know in the chat, that would be awesome. Fantastic. Now, I'd just like to say thank you so much to Dan Doyle for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're really busy, and I know you've got this huge event at Eric Worre's house tomorrow. So that, you know, just thanks. I appreciate you coming on board. I appreciate also the fact that, as I said earlier, that you took your responsibility into your hand, because you know what, guys, if he hadn't, you and I wouldn't be here. My health wouldn't be what it is now. My finances would have been what they are now. And most importantly, Lee's health would not be where it is now, and everybody else that we've met so far. So can I invite you guys to come on board with something amazing, because ASEA no longer is the greatest scientific discovery in the whole wide world. It is now. It is. And people are looking for people like you to access the products now. It used to be, will be looking, people are looking now. So Dan, I just want to say thanks once again. Appreciate you. Really lovely. And it's just been amazing. Now, you asked me one question, how it changed my life too. Can I just say one thing? Is that all right, very quickly? I'm a full-time grandmother. I've been looking after my grandchild for the last 2.5 days. And you know what? I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to get a sickie. I don't have to get ask my boss for time out. I don't have to wonder where my next pay is going to come from. Nothing. It's all set up. I can actually input into this young life whenever I want, whenever Lee and I want. So are we exhausted? You bet. We haven't slept much, but it's been so rewarding. So I thought I'd let you know, that's one of the wonderful things, real treats that we get to, you know, things that ASEA has afforded us to do.
Maria, I don't know how that's happened at 35 years old. It's pretty amazing, but I mean, you know, never know what could happen with ASEA.
This is it. This is it. Exactly right. Exactly right. I keep it at 30, 35. 38 will be lovely.
Yes,
absolutely. Okay, so thanks so much. And Stevie, look, thanks so much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday in Queensland, because, you know, all your it's a family time, and obviously it's still a working day for all of us in ASEA. So one of the things that I really, you're welcome. I just want to leave you with these guys. The only person who's in control of your destiny is you, nobody else. You've got the full authority to decide whether you will or whether you won't. You can remain steady. I've spoken about this. If you're steady, you're 10 foot under. You're not steady. You're either moving towards your goals or moving away from your goals. Can I invite you to take ASEA on and move towards your goals? It is so worth it. If it took you 10 years to get to diamond, don't matter, because it's the journey amount of people you're going to actually touch their lives in so many ways. So with that, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And let's go and have a fabulous Redox life.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Yep.
Aloha.
Bye bye.
Catch ya.
Ciao.
Thank you. Thank you very much.